Hi everyone. Today we are going to do kingdoms, kings, and early republic. So let's start. In the later Vedic period, the tribal organization changed their identity and gradually started shifting into their territorial identity called Janapada or state. Now, in the later Vedic period, what did people do? They changed their tribal authority. They were living in the Sapta Sindhu region, and then they changed their identity, and then they came to Janapadas or states. Okay, so these states consisted of a single tribe like Shakya or the Molas. Okay, or people from the Ganga valleys called Aryans. Okay, so this all these states contains people Shakyas, Molas, or people from the Ganga Valley were called Aryans. They did not incorporate people outside the Aryan fold. So they did not like the people from, they did not like the non-Aryans actually. There was therefore a strong consciousness of the pure land of Aryan called Aryabharta. So in Aryabharta, there was a pure land of Aryan. No non-Aryan was allowed to enter. Okay, so what is a Janapada? The term Janapada is compound composed of Jana means tribe and Pada means foot. So all the tribes moved. Okay, so this literally means the realm and subject population. So this means the subject population. Okay, that's not the king, not the royal family. Only the subject population. Okay. Early Vedic texts reveal about several janas or tribes of the Aryans living in semi-nomadic tribal state. Now, in the early Vedic period, the Aryans used to live in tribal state, okay, like Jana state, okay. In the due course of time, this early Indian Iron Age Rig Veda Janas cascaded into geographically fixed Janapadas. Now the Aryan tribe chief became the king. Like changes took place. Aryan tribe king will become becomes the king, and then the people learned many new things. They did not live as tribe, rather they lived as kingdoms. Okay, so all these things. So they were governed by. Sorry everyone. Hmm. They were governed by rulers or rajas having their own army and capital. Now, during the early Vedic age, we see that rajas were also farmers. They grew up agriculture. They were related to the agriculture. But now, in the later Vedic period, we see a strategic change, and that is all the rulers or rajas have their own army and have their own capital. Okay, these kings maintained large armies who were paid regular salaries. So these kings maintained large armies who were paid salaries by using punch mark coins. So, what were the coins? They were punch mark coins. Now, features of the Mahajanapadas. Janapadas and Mahajanapadas. Mahajanapadas means bigger Janapadas. Each Mahajanapada was ruled by a king. Villages were controlled by a village headman called Gramini. So, the Gramini controlled the villages. Not one village, but many villages formed Mahajanapadas. Varna systems were divided into four castes. So Varna systems, which were according to the occupation, is now fixed due to birth. Okay, like divided into four castes: Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras. Now, what was the political organization? Political organization of the Mahajanapadas was organized into two forms: monarchy and republican system. So, what was the monarchy? Monarchy was the king with now in monarchy, king was the head of the state. Okay, so only king, whatever the royal family members used to say, that only was accepted by all the other people. Okay, without any interference. Magadha is an example. In republican system, the chief was ruled by elected chief called Ganpat. Like today's we are having election. Same thing in the republican system we had elected chief called Ganpat where held. Malas was an example. Okay. Taxation. As the Mahajanapadas needed huge amount of money, they imposed taxes on various things. 1/6 tax was fixed on crops. That means how much you produce, they will give 1/6 to me, to the king. Okay, every man. Tax on craftsperson, traders, goods brought and sold to trade. For the hunter-gatherer has to pay a to give their forest produce to the Raja. A part of their forest produce to the Raja. Okay, so this way they needed money and thus they imposed taxes on everything. So, agricultural system of Mahajanapadas. Two major changes were introduced in agriculture. One was the rapid use of iron plowshares. Now, since iron was found, so people used iron plowshares. And second, people started transplanting paddy. So, all the paddies were transplanted from one ground to other ground. Now, Varna system of the Mahajanapadas. Varna means group in Sanskrit. Okay? Varna means group in Sanskrit. So Varna means group. Varna decided one's group. But Varna was based on birth, and the family to which a person belonged was the group that the person has to stay throughout his or her life. So gradually in later Vedic age, Varna system changed to caste system. Okay. So in the early Vedic age, it was according to the occupation, but in the later Vedic age, it was according to the caste. The Brahmins imparted knowledge, the Kshatriyas were rulers, the Vaishyas contributed to trade, while the Shudras were the slaves who were denied to entry into the mainstream. So this Brahmins, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas were all these three people were near like into the mainstream, but the Shudras were the separate ones who were treated badly as slaves. Now Magadha and Vajji, two examples we get. Magadha in southern Bihar on the banks of river Ganga was fertile industrial areas which contributed to one of the most powerful kingdoms and some great kings like Bimbisara and Ashoka in India. Okay, in Vajji in the northern part of Ganga was a confederacy of 8 kings, of whom the Vidyas, Lichavis and Jantrikas were the popular. Okay, so Vaishali was a prosperous city under them. Okay, you must have heard the name Vaishali and Patliputra. Patliputra was Magadha's capital, Vaishali was Vajji's capital. This was the video. I think no more is there. Okay.